Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Whatever time it may be today for you to want to take this course again, I appreciate that you're here today. And again, I would like to start with a prayer, as we always do. Okay. Let us invoke to the Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, to all the masters and the spiritual elders. Thank you for your divine light, divine love, guidance, illumination, good health, prosperity, abundance, help, and divine protection in full faith. So be it, so be it, so it is. Amen. Today's topic is a summary of what numerology is. Numerology is a very vast subject, though it is a specialized subject within the astrology section. So for those of you who know what Vedic astrology is, quite often you will see that your chart will have a little box with some numerology on it. Okay, some chanting, some prayers, um, some special charts that some people actually put on their houses, be it the Chinese, or be it the Hindu culture. These are very common. So you will actually see some grids. And today we're going to talk about there's three types of grids that I will talk about, but there's many, many other grids out there that you will come across. But at the moment, let's start and let's move on. Okay. So numerology is the belief in a divine or mystic relationship between numbers and events. Okay. It involves assigning numbers to letters in names. For example, I will show you what numbers to letters mean. And then it also assigns dates of birth to gain insights into a person's characteristics or potential and life path. Okay, so we're going to assign personality and destiny numbers to certain um, we'll be calculating I'll give you a sample and example what it looks like. Okay. There are various systems. There's so many different systems out there. Okay. There's so many different ones in numerology, each with its own methods and interpretations. Okay. I personally use, because I have studied Vedic astrology, so I understand that. So I use Vedic astrology and I use the Loshu grid. This helps me to see somebody's personality and what they're good at, what they're not, what are the flaws, what's going on, and how we can correct them. And this helps me with a lot of information about a person. The other one I use is the Chaldean grid. Chaldean grid is actually used for name numerology or sound numerology, we call it. So there's many others. There's like Loshu grid, there's the Vedic astrology, there's the Pythagoras, there's the Chaldean, there's the Kabbalistic, there's many out there. Okay, but we are mainly going to concentrate in this class on Loshu grid. Loshu grid was actually perfected by Master Loshu, who was a Chinese saint. Okay, and it typically, most of the grids have got a 3x3 box, and these are the ones that have got a 3x3 box, and their top numbers would be 4, 9, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 1, 6. Okay, and what we do is we quite often reduce the numbers to be between 1 and 9, so single digits. So say, for example, if you were born on the 11th, it would be 1 plus 1. Say your birthday is 11, it would be 1 plus 1, and that would bring you your destiny number. Okay, so we're going to look at some of those shortly, but let me go over what these are. There's also the Vedic grid, which gives you some. It's rooted in ancient Indian wisdom, as I mentioned earlier. Utilizes the Vedic grid to delve into the interpretation of numbers and planetary influences on an individual's life. Okay, again, this grid is a 3 by 3 square, and it is a very powerful tool for sure to understand personal traits, life challenges, and potential opportunities. Okay, so it gives basically any of these grids are a map. God has created all of us perfect. Okay, it's just that it's like a map going from point A to point B. You can go via point C to get to point B, or you can go via point D to go to point B. So God gives us a map, and not all of us are built to be doctors or lawyers, or politicians. Some of us are made to be artists, and some of us are made to be um, working in occult science, like myself. Some of us are made to be teachers, like myself. So there's different people who have got different strengths, and God has made all of us perfect. The only thing is that 80% of the world has found themselves trying to chase after something that is not the God-given gift. Okay, and that's where we have challenges, where people go through depression or issues through their work, they hate their job, or there's so many different things that go on when you're not following your life-given, God-given life path. Okay, one more grid that we'll go over, and that is the Pythagoras grid. Now, it's common in Western numerology. Pythagoras grid is a popular tool in Western numerology. Okay, I do not know how to read it. I don't read the Pythagoras grid. Each grid is very, very detail oriented, and there's a lot to learn from. There's a lot. I mean, a lot of information. Okay. So I would suggest stick to 1 or 2 grids. Don't expand yourself into everything. If you can, that's great, because if you're able to, that's very good. But like they say, don't try and be learning everything and be a master of none. Okay, so try and focus and concentrate and get better at 1 or 2 grids. The only reason why I picked 2 grids is because I have done Vedic astrology. I understand it. So I use Vedic, and I also use the Loshu, because Loshu is very easy to predict. It's a very layman's language on numerology for you to understand your roadmap. Okay, so this is the reason why I use those. Now, quickly, a little bit about Pythagoras. It's a Western numerology used to analyze a person's characteristics, traits, and life potential based on their birth date. Okay, it is basically a grid that helps you with your personality, destiny numbers. Okay, and it is, again, you reduce your birth date to a single digit, and that will help you give some personality and destiny number. Generally, your personality number covers 60 to 70% of your life path, and destiny number shows you your 30 to 40% of your life path. And then we are also going to talk about Kua, or Pakua, they call it in Chinese, and that is actually going to give you around 10%. So that is your lottery number, they call it. Some people call it a lottery number, but it's just something that adds to your life path. Your name is also very key to help you, but you cannot change your birth date. The fact of the matter is, you cannot say, okay, I've got a bad birth date, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to come back on a different date. No, you can't do that. So We do have solutions, we do have remedies that can help to better your life path. But again, I'm going to reiterate, we all have perfect life paths, and we have we just need to recognize them. Okay, and sometimes we do need some remedies to help us or to guide us through certain life hurdles, but everybody has got the perfect life path. So please don't get me wrong, your this course is specifically to help you, to guide you, to give you an understanding of what your roadmap, God-given roadmap is. Okay, nobody has got the same roadmap, so I would say recommend, please don't compare yourself to anybody. And this will now end our summary to what numerology is. I will guide you to the next course where I will teach you what a Loshu grid is and how to calculate your personality, your destiny number, and your Kuwa number next. Thank you again and have a good day.